And I saw a hip hop article on Hip Hop DX that says Drake's What Next just went platinum status in under 2 months. Jay Moore talked about comparing Drake's records that came out to Silk Sonic, who is still, if I'm not mistaken, still number one on the charts today. Versus Drake's records starting to, they started to tail off after that first week. It made me think, with the effect of streaming, we just talked about how music has evolved when we were talking about Motown and how music is recorded and all that. When it comes to, seeing these platinum statuses and things of that nature for records that fall off, I fall off from the traditional standpoint, but in relation to what an actual hit record is, like, should we be impressed with some of these? Because to me, Silk Sonic is like an actual, like, that's a hit. Like, it's still there, it's still maintaining, it stood the test of time thus far. I mean, even though Drake went platinum with these with the joints that he dropped, I don't think they hitting the same as that Silk Sonic. Jay Moore, you were the first person I thought about when I saw that go platinum, because you mentioned, how streaming and the multiple avenues that you have to access music now has kind of changed, it's the perception in your eyes of what these titles mean when somebody, gets a plaque or, somebody is awarded something. What do you think about that, man? Because Silk Sonic is still rolling, and say what you want, but Drake went plat.
Well, yes, he did go platinum, and that's great, because as far as metrics are concerned, he did it. He did it again. Good job for Drake and those particular records. He'll get his plaque, but as someone who's still out and about and is in places where they still play Drake records, none of those, we play a little bit, but it's like, okay, what they didn't really have that impact on the culture. That's why they fell out of the top 100, the way they did. And I think, let's just be honest, we're on a podcast, and there are several other people who do music or hip hop podcasts. And so we can have these discussions. We all have to go through and who, even if we wouldn't ordinarily be interested, we have to. Drake is at that point now where even if you don't like him, he's going to come up in a discussion. So you got to go listen, just so you can have an opinion, even if you're just there to hate. And even if you're there just there to show love, but after I listened to it a couple times, I'm like, I'm done with those 3 songs pretty much forever. Like, I'm not going to go back to those records because they weren't hits in the way that we're playing in the club, or people are going to react to them when, you play them in public.
That's Silk Sonic though.
Silk Sonic is still like, Silk Sonic is a new club closer. When it's time to give people that feel them and send them home the right way, you throw in that Silk Sonic, you know what I'm saying? And so that's a real hit. I know, Billboard has to update its the way it determines hits, because at one point they didn't even take streaming into account. They didn't take, now they take streaming, actual airplay, what you're doing on YouTube, all those things play into what it is that makes a hit. Just like all those songs that your boy, was it the Snitch? Let's not even say his name. When I say the Snitch, you know who I'm talking about. Like he had these, he was able to debut in these high positions, but when it was once the controversy was over and people had listened to the song just so they could say they listened to the song and have an opinion about it, those songs were out of the Billboard Top 100. Technically, are those hits when you go and do your research and it says chart position peaked at number 2 or number 12 or wherever, it's going to look like, oh, that was a hit. But what was the actual impact on pop culture? What was the actual impact on culture overall? And it's really, 0 to none. I mean, when I see now those Megan songs, that I can't get away from, them Cardi songs, them DaBaby songs, that play over and over, Silk Sonic, even stuff outside of genres that I know, and I see them, you can't act like them, for whatever I got to say about Taylor Swift, those records, when she puts them out, they ring off. And if you're into that part of pop culture, they are
crazy
very
successful, man. She's crazy successful.
So I'm just saying, if you see something and it can go number 1, but if it's out of the top 100 within 2 to 3 weeks or a month, was it really a hit, or was it just did it just get the benefit of the fact that we have to have conversations about it?
Hey Diff, jump in there, man. Tell me if I should be, how do you feel when you see that? Because Jay Moore has mentioned this multiple times. Pressed by the platinum status, or are you more like Silk Sonic is still doing their thing and that's an actual hit record? And that's actually the truth. Is that actually the truth? Because I think Silk Sonic is the truth. I really do. Did he freeze?
Uh-oh.
Nice picture.
Jay Diff. Oh, there he goes.
There you go.
Oh, maybe he froze again.
Where's my phone, man?
Y'all hear me? See me?
Yeah, got you now.
Okay.
I'm
gonna just say platinum really don't mean a whole lot to me anymore based on streaming. I mean, it's totally different now. I mean, we all grew up in a time where platinum record mean you actually sold platinum, or shipped platinum and sold that many albums within like the next week or two. It wasn't a matter of your song came out at 12 midnight and everybody just went to stream that shit. Maybe 1,000 people bought it. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't really translate to me the same way as going platinum. Also, with those particular songs, the song Silk Sonic Drop is a song that they're going to be able to tour with the remainder of their careers. You know what I'm saying? Anytime they tour, you're probably going to hear that song.
Yo, no question.
Versus these songs that went platinum from Drake probably will not get performed if he shows up in your city, because they're pretty much throwaway tracks. People hype everything up so much nowadays that's the reason why I went platinum, because everybody, oh, this is that new Drake shit, I gotta listen to that. Time the next week happens, something else is new and that moved on.
Yeah,
it's just, you know what I'm saying? So it's not a hit in the sense of being a hit. It's a hit in the sense of being part of the moment. Whereas these other songs are going to transcend time, be around for much longer. I mean, Drake even has a hit on his album. He's talking about that exact same thing as far as musicians doing music, and real music transcends the time. All the other bullshit goes out the window for the most part. So I'm not calling this platinum song bullshit, but I mean, it's at the end of the day, it's bullshit.
He'll be performing
compared to some other stuff.
His album is highly anticipated. I can assure you he'll be performing as much bigger records and promoting those new records off that album when it's time for those concerts to come. I don't know if he's gonna pull from these. So, but like I said, he got his platinum status. I don't know what you think, man. Are you do you care about this one, brother? Or I mean, I thought I lost you there for a minute. You still with us, or make sure you still?
Yeah, I zoned out and I found I was doing some calculations in my mind about something else. But yeah, I mean, you guys made good points. I think it's the streaming world is just different. We're in a different place now, and selling records based on popularity is always something that I've cared very little about. So now I care even less. Like, how are they basing all this off of? Like, the fact that Drake puts out records and they go platinum is not based upon the musicality. It was just based on the fact that Drake is Drake and he's popular. That's the reason why. And as much as we were going to say anything about Silk Sonic and how great of a song and everything, when does the project actually drop, or has it dropped? Have I missed it?
They need to stop playing.
Okay.
I ain't heard anything yet. They need to stop playing though.
But like, as great as it is, right? It's also doing well because it's Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak. So, it's just one of those things. Like, it's just a popularity contest still to me. And obviously,
I mean, although Anderson .Paak is popular in our circle, the world really don't know Anderson .Paak like they should.
Yeah, but it's not like it's not.
I do agree with that.
Yeah, for sure. He's not Drake. He's not Bruno, but he is still Anderson .Paak, and he's still somebody, like, he's gonna get 1 million hits on a video when it drops in a few.
Right
few
but
days,
I would like to see if someone like an artist I really enjoy over these last couple of years, Lucky Day, who's put out some real dope material. Lucky Days put out Leave the Door Open. Is it still getting this kind of love?
It's probably not, but he's got the best R&B album of 2021, hands down, right now.
That joint he got with Yebba on that album, tough.
Whole album go.
Yeah, that album is tough, man. He's a beast. Go ahead, Lo.
This whole conversation we're having right now, the reason why I'm kind of uninterested in these type of topics is because this is the reason why I started bringing down the band in the first place, was because I wanted to put more eyes on musicianship and the artists that, you know, maybe deemed a little bit more attention paid to them rather than just, you know, who's going to garner the attention.
Finished project.
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah, you know, so people that spend a little bit more time on their craft.
Yeah. Anderson .Paak is a graduate of bringing down a band university.
Absolutely is. Absolutely. We were sharing Anderson .Paak before Anderson .Paak was Anderson .Paak.
One day people are gonna go back through the archives and understand how much game and how ahead bringing down the band was for a lot of these artists that people love today, or that will love moving forward, because it just shared it and people didn't realize how much heat the band was putting out.
It's not even necessarily that. I think it's more so the longer that, you know, we've been in this, is just it's less about the artist. It's more so just about human nature, and that humans typically in general, if you're not really like looking for something, then you're not going to find it. And so you have to either be proactive about wanting to look for certain types of music, or you have to be like a real head, or you're just a casual listener that, you know, maybe you turn the radio on and you hear something, you're like, oh, that's cool, I like it. You know, it's weird every time I hear, you know, like, or I see somebody and they're like, yeah, I'm not really a fan of music. It's like just weird to me, like how, and I'm not even like as huge of a fan. I say that, you know, as I make music and run a music site, right? But like throughout the years, like I don't listen to music as much as I used to, and I think a lot of it's because I'm in it. But it's still really weird to hear people be like, yeah, I just don't listen to music. Like I just like, some people are just casual fans, and some people, and even the people that love music don't have the love to maybe want to go out and find it. And I think that's, you know,
there's definitely more people that want to be told what to listen to versus going out to find what to listen to.
Well, you said it right there. Now that's the line right there. Yeah, want to be told or follow what everybody else is listening to. Yeah, that's you definitely dropped the bar on that one. That's real right there. Sometimes, you know, I just remember going to, when we were growing up, you would go to the music store, the Sam Goody or Music Land, that's what it was in Anderson, Karma Records, places like that. You would go there with intentions of copying that single that you had in mind. There also was a phase where you go browse and you start pulling CDs back to look to see what's what, or see what's in there, or you go through the singles and look on the back and see if it's an acapella or instrumental, or maxi singles is what they had with the long plastic case. Y'all know.
Or if you would go and they would have those listening stations, and they'd have
what I was about to talk about,
with the big ass headphones.
I mean, I used to go to record stores with no money just to go ahead and listen to records, because I, you know, until I got my check, you know, I had to still know what was popping.
Terry just hit. You just probably took me back when you talked about the dome. You stand underneath there and listen to it.
You go to the dome and actually listen to it. All right, that's when things are a little more advanced, where you didn't really have to sacrifice your $15 to $20 if you're about to buy some trash. You could sample it real quick. Well, okay, I think I can ride with this. Let me take it. Or like Jay Moore said, and I had a bread right now. I just want to listen to see what it sounds like, just so I can be hit.
You know what's crazy?
I have to come back and grab it.
You know what's crazy? Some of people in our community, you know, some of our homies from the community, like D-Frog, he's younger than us, so he's he's not gonna know about going to the record store and getting the hype, seeing a copy of something that's already out. I mean, that's not out yet, but they got it on the display stand, you know, at the register. Like, oh, it come out in 2 weeks, and you want to pick it up and take a look at it and check the track list out.
If you knew the right stores to go to, getting that early press, you was getting that shit a week or two before it actually dropped.
That's true.
Oh, I remember.
I wasn't robbing music. I wasn't robbing music stores though. But I mean, if
We
that's how
wasn't
you,
robbing them either, but shit.
I ain't say you
when the Love movement came out, they were playing a copy of the CD in this place called the Discount Den in Carbondale, Illinois. And I was like, what do you mean I can't buy it? Y'all got it sitting right there. They're like, no, we can't sell it yet.
I'm gonna tell you a story, and I ain't gonna put him on blast, but somebody that worked at Rockin' Billy's, Love Below, Speaker Box Love Below came out, said that folks wasn't gonna get the Love Below side. Billy was like, yeah, this shit's good, man, but people ain't gonna get it. They ain't gonna.
Somebody
get
that's
it,
been
man.
on the show, even, isn't it?
I ain't gonna say nothing about who. I ain't calling nobody out.
I don't even know who this is, so I'm
I have a good
like
idea.
the people in the chat. I don't even know who this is.
I've heard
Calling
this conversation
nobody out.
before, I think.
But I was there copying the album.
Yeah.
Was told that folks ain't gonna get this, and that motherfucker went diamond.
Diamond.
To say that.
Diamond.
Yep.
Two of the most polar opposite sides of albums you could possibly get went diamond.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I still play Prototype right now to this day. Like it's heat all over that album. Like both sides. Morris Brown, like they had heat on that album.
If you've enjoyed this segment of the New Old Heads podcast, make sure to join our live show every Tuesday from 9 to 11 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/newoldheads. And we invite you to join our hip hop community on Discord. Access it by going to newoldheads.com/community for talks on hip hop, sports, music, news, and everything else.